Shabbat Shalom, not Shabbat Shalom, Shalom. Yes, Yom Tov. This is a good day. This is not Shabbat, but hey, yeah. Want to say to each and every one of you, Shalom. This is Yom Arbi'iy, or Yom Arbi'iy, whichever way you would like to say it. We are here. We're glad. The Most High has blessed us to be back. Here we are. Ha! We're back. We're that too, but we're also back. So hey, we have the Torah portion for tonight. It's going to be good. Got some good little nuggets inside there, and so we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with them their nuggets from the Torah, and we want you to be with us and just enjoy. This discussion of the Torah portion. We've decided to move the Torah portion to the midweek, so that we can focus more on all of the other things in the scriptures that we want to research and talk about and not feel rushed. So with that being the case, let's go ahead and let's get into it. And hey, here we are and here we go.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
All right, and we are back. We're giving praise to the Most High because He is with us in all things. And so with that being the case, let us do as we always do. We prepare ourselves for prayer, and this is the way that we do it. We make sure that we don't need to forgive anyone for anything any unfinished business. We take care of the unfinished business, and we prepare our hearts. We remove any negativity that may be in the way, remove any fear, any doubt that may be in the way, and we enter into peace with the Most High. So let's prepare to do that. Let's get ready to pray. right, and so let's go ahead and let's magnify the Most High. Baruch atah Yahweh, toda rabba ki hayom hazeh, atah hakol bishpelanu Yahweh, slika lanu gam racham lanu ki atah el rachum Yahweh. אנחנו אומרים לפניך שאין אלוהים לחוכך, אתה ידע שאנחנו אוהבים אותך בכל הלבים. ברוך אתה יהוה, ברוך אתה בהשמיים, ברוך אתה בארץ, ברוך אתה בכל העולם יהוה. אתה הכל בשבילנו. האוזניים, גם העיניים הפתוחים לפניך. ברוך אתה יהוה, ברוך אתה, ברוך אתה. תודה רבה כי הכל שנתת לנו, אנחנו פה לעובד אותך. We thank you, we bless you, we praise you. We ask that you would forgive us, that you would have mercy upon us, for you are our Elohim of mercy. And we ask that you help us to open up our eyes and our ears. We say that they are open before you. And we say that you are with us. You know that you mean everything to us. And we honor you. We thank you for this day that you have given us. We thank you for everything. Blessed are you in the heavens, in the earth, and in the entire universe. We give you praise, glory, and honor. Bashem Yah, in your name, Yah, Aman wa Aman. Aman wa Aman. Yes. And so we're thankful. Now let's do this. Let's give some quick shout outs. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here and let me do one thing here while we give some shout outs. Want to make sure that everyone that sees us on Facebook is able to watch, able to catch on with us, right? We want everyone to join us. We know that there are those of you that are watching us, but you don't come into the chat room. We invite you into the chat room because we want to chat with you. We want you to be with us. We are one big happy family. And yeah. Just want to say that we are here, and we always say that, we don't bite unless you bite first. So, I'm seeing that my volume is low. Peace and blessings to my brother and my sister, my brother Burton Paris, my number one, day one brother that's been with me since the first few days that I was streaming live. Many times it would be just he and I. And I tell you, it's great to have the family with us. I'm glad that you're here, my brother. As well, we have my sister in the house. Yes, none other than Jacqueline E. Bugs. She is here in the house, and shalom to you, my sister. Volume is very low. I don't know if my volume is still low. Please let me know if my volume is still low. Otherwise, I will keep it moving. We will keep it moving. And we will do that. Let me, let's see. Can I check some things out here? It seems like everything is okay. I don't know. I would need you all to tell me. My brother George Evans is in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. I'm hearing that my volume is low. Can someone please tell me if my volume is okay? Is the volume okay? Let me know if the volume is okay. All right. Also, we're going to... let me do this. Let me do one thing here, and we're just going to see if I can kind of work on something real quick, because you guys aren't talking to me about my volume here, so I need to check some things out. Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm so delighted to meet you. I'm glad that you stopped by. I'm glad that you're curious, and I'm glad that you clicked on the video. Okay, I'm back. I did check out a few things, and I did not, I don't know, I didn't notice anything about volume, so I need you all to tell me if my volume is low. If my volume is okay, then please give me a 1 in the chat room. Please give me a 1 in the chat room if my volume is okay. All right, waiting. No one is giving me a 1. I guess I need to check out my volume. If you can hear me, then please, by all means, let me see a 1 if my volume is okay. Okay, they're the ones. All right. We got the ones now. Okay. All right. Well, hey, let's do this, and let's take a moment, and let's get into the scriptures here, because there is a lot in what we're going to read, and there's a lot there. Now, of course, I trust that you all have read the Torah portion for yourselves, so that I can simply make highlights. We're going to actually begin at the first verse, which is Deuteronomy 29:9. And once again, Deuteronomy has to be one of my favorite because of the first-person narratives that we find in the book of Deuteronomy. And it leads you to believe, for me, it holds up my suspicion, or it corroborates, I should say, my theory to a certain degree, that Moshe did write, but others added to his writings. And I love the first-person narratives here in Deuteronomy. And so let's dig in and let's take a look as Moshe gives us his last stand to help us understand that we have to follow the laws, statutes, and the commandments. So as we take a look here, it reads in verse number 9, "Keep therefore the words of this covenant and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do." So that you may prosper in all that you do. Now, there's going to be times, I'm adding something new here. There's going to be times when, if there's something potent that I feel that we need to focus on, we're going to either have a meditation moment, or we're going to have a moment where we can put it into practice, okay? And we're going to take a moment and we're going to talk about how we can put this into practice. At face value, when we take a look here at the scriptures, as we read Deuteronomy 29:9, it says, "Keep therefore the words of this covenant." Now, one thing I want to point out is that we are not used to walking under the terms of a divine covenant. Many of us don't know what a divine covenant is. And a divine covenant is where you swear by your life. We have to understand the seriousness. We have to understand the magnitude. You swear by your life that you will uphold the stipulations of the agreement. A covenant is an agreement that is binding. It is binding even to the point of death, and it is binding, and it cannot be, under any circumstances, it cannot be abrogated or diminished or even annulled in any way. It has to be adhered to, okay? It is a living contract where individuals enter into an agreement together, and they put their lives on the line. With that being the case, we read verse number 9, and it says, "Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do. You stand this day, all of you, before Yah Elohecha, the Lord your Elohim, your captains and your tribes, your elders and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and your stranger that is in your camp, from the hewer of your wood to the drawer of your water," which were the duties of the strangers, "that you should enter into the covenant with Yah, your Elohim, and into his oath, which Yah, your Elohim, make with you this day, that he may establish you today for a people unto himself." I want you to note this, that he may establish you today for a people for himself, and that he may be unto thee an Elohim, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Yaakov. So as we continue here, notice, neither with you only do I make this covenant. In other words, when you transition into the other realm, this covenant is not going to stop, but it is perpetual. It goes on throughout the generations to you and to yours. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that stands here with us this day before Yah, our Elohim, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know, here's a parenthetical interjection here, something that was added to the text later. For you know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which you passed by, and you have seen their abominations and their idols, and wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them, talking about their idols. And it says here, lest there should be among you a man or a woman or a tribe whose heart turns away this day from Yah our Elohim. Do you see this? Okay, verse number 18. Lest there should be among you a man, a woman, a family, or a tribe whose heart is turned away this day from Yah our Elohim, to go and serve other Elohims of other nations, lest there should be among you a root that bears gall and wormwood. In other words, bitterness. Okay? Bitterness. Well, let's talk about that for a second. And I must say, I think this gives us an opportunity for us to have a meditation moment. So what do we need to meditate on? What do we need to stand on? We need to understand this. I want you to notice the pattern here. The reason why there would be a man or a woman or a family or a tribe whose heart is turned away from Yah or Elohim, and that would go after other Elohim that are not the true Elohim, it is because somewhere, somehow, a root has been planted. A root that bears gall and bitterness. A root that bears gall and bitterness. These things will turn you away from the Most High. They will turn you away from Him. It'll cause you to basically give the Most High a side eye, and to look at Him as if He's wrong or His system is wrong, when in reality, 9 times out of 10, we are the ones that bear the fault. We are the ones that bear correction. Okay? So with that being the case, we have to watch ourselves. We have to actually watch ourselves and make sure that we're not the ones that's in the wrong as we point our finger towards the Most High, because there are plenty of individuals that want to help you doubt, that want to help you, not serve the Most High, not serve Him, and not obey Him, and not love Him, and not serve Him with your whole heart, and not serve Him at all. There are individuals that would love for you to turn your back on the Most High, and they're out here on YouTube, they're out here on TikTok, they are out here, and they are here always casting negativity about the Most High and pointing to things that are blasphemous at times, and things that really do cause you to if you listen to them and take it in, it would cause you to think different things about the Most High that would stop you from worshiping and serving the way that you do. Anytime someone turns away, it's because there is a root that has been planted within them that is full of gall and bitterness. Okay? Wormwood is bitterness, and gall is I tell you, these are two substances that you do not want to ingest. You wouldn't like it at all. It's enough to make you sick. And so this is what we were dealing with back in the day, and we're dealing with it still today. Okay? And notice what it reads in verse number 19. And it come to pass, because this root of bitterness and gall and wormwood has been planted in you, it comes to pass that when you hear the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart. Now, notice the pattern of what's happening here. There's been a root of bitterness that's been planted within them. Someone has gotten in their head. Someone has gotten in their ear. Now, when they hear, they're going to hear things through the filter of that gall and bitterness, right? And they're going to, do something, cause themselves to go away from the Most High. But then notice what's going to happen. They're going to end up blessing themselves in their own heart, saying, I'm all right. I don't have a problem. I'm fine. I don't have a problem. I'm good. I'm going to be good. They're the ones that are wrong. Them Hebrews are the ones that are wrong. Those Torah only, those Yah only, they're the ones that are wrong. And so, long story short then, this is what happens when a root of bitterness, when someone plants a root of bitterness within you. You got to make sure that you haven't opened up your heart to someone that is unworthy and untrustworthy. You should guard your heart and your mind and your ears, and make sure that you're not just opening up your mind and your heart to any and everyone. There's a lot of people, I've learned that there's a lot of people that can sound intelligent, but they really don't know what they're talking about. Or they're talking the wrong thing, and they're trying to lead you astray. And they're only trying to lead you astray because they think that they're a leader, and they're astray. So with that being the case, you got to watch who you open up your heart to, open up your mind to, open up your ears to. There's a lot of people on TikTok. There's a lot of people on Instagram. There's a lot of people willing to fill your head and your ears full on YouTube and other places. And so I'm asking that you be careful. I'm asking that you weigh it out. I'm asking that you stand upon truth and you be a lover of truth. I'm asking that you be careful, because there could be a root of bitterness that is planted within you that will cause you to gravitate towards every negative thing that is said about the Torah, and every negative thing that is said about the Most High, and every negative thing that's said about this walk and this way. Be careful. That's all I'm saying, is be careful. Now, as we continue here, the last part of this, and then we're going to just take a look at some other things. Notice in verse 20, it says, it says, Yah will not spare that person. Yah is not going to spare that person. And what person is that? It's the person that has that root of bitterness in them. Their ears gravitate towards all the garbage that people speak against the Most High and against the truth, right? And they end up blessing themselves in their heart and saying, hey, I got peace, I'm fine. And notice what it reads here. And it says, though I walk in the imagination of my own heart. Okay? Walking in the imagination of my own heart. I imagine that I'm going to be good. And so, yeah, that means that I'm going to be good. It's all right. Ooh, yeah, look at me. Well, this says that you are not good. Notice verse 20. Yah will not spare him. But then the anger of Yah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and Yah shall blot out his name from under heaven. And Yah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law. So this is a stern warning, my brothers and sisters, against us not watching our hearts and us just allowing anyone to speak into our hearts. On that note, you must be critical. Listen, I'm asking that you be critical of me. I'm not asking that you believe every word that I say. I'm saying check it out. And then I give you an open door. Confront me with it, please. Bring it to my attention, okay? And I'm saying, hey, I say like the Most High, let us reason together. Come to the table, sit down, let's reason together, let's talk about it. But by all means, don't allow a root of bitterness to be planted in your heart, whereby you become bitter against everything that the Tanakh says, and against the Most High, and against Hebrews, just because you may see where a particular Hebrew dogged out his woman, or is not treating her right, or not treating his family right, or has done something stupid. Well, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw every Hebrew out. But again, think critically about these things. Think honestly about these things, and don't just swallow everything hook, line, and sinker, but by all means, check it out, okay? Check out what I say. Check out what I'm teaching. Check it out. And again, if there's something that's going left, like a couple of brothers have done, they say, hey, what about this? And I had to go and say, okay, well, let's take a look. And then I come back and I will make a correction because the perception has been off. So when we take a look at it, basically we have to make sure that there's not a root of bitterness that has been deeply planted within us that's going to cause us to never ever want to listen to the Tanakh or to the truth that it represents. So as we continue here, we see here that this is talking about even affecting generations to come. It will affect generations to come. It'll affect the promised land. It'll affect everything that you're invested in, and it'll change your trajectory. It'll change your future, and it'll cause you to end up in a different place that you may not have wanted to be in. So it's important for us to make absolutely sure that we are being critical in our thinking, okay, and sifting everything and researching everything and making absolutely sure that what we stand upon as the truth, got to make sure that that is the truth, right? We have to make sure that that is the truth, because as we read here, the anger of the Most High will be against even the land that those people dwell in. The anger of the Most High will be against their land, everything that they have. There will be a curse upon them, and they will not be blessed. They will be cursed, and the Most High will be against that person and not for them. This is not what we want for ourselves, so stay away from the roots of bitterness. Stay away from that, right? Now, there's a passage here that I really want to focus on. It's another little goodie in here. And let's take a look at 29 and 9, okay? 29 and 9. Notice what it reads. The secret things belong unto Yah, or Elohim, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Now, there's something here that we need to focus on. There's something here that we really need to bring home. So in that, I'm just simply going to say, let's have just one more for right now. One more meditative moment. So in this, what do we see? What do we see in this? Okay, I'm glad you asked. What we see is that there is if you'll allow me to put it this way, there is a purpose for revelation, and there's a purpose for secrets being revealed. There's a purpose for things being brought out into the open, and it's to facilitate you obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Here it is again. Deuteronomy 29 and 29. The secret things belong unto Yah, or Elohim, right? But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever. And they belong to us, and they're revealed unto us. Why? That we may do all the words of this law. Not believe unto salvation by faith, but that we may do all the words of this law. Okay? Because if you haven't heard, righteousness comes by doing, not by believing. Righteousness, if you look at the Tanakh, you'll see it all throughout. Righteousness comes by doing and not by believing unto a form of righteousness. So, secret things belong to the Most High, but that is revealed belong to us. And you have to be personal with this and say that, yes, it belongs to Israel. The revelation and the truth belongs unto Israel, and it does not belong to anyone else, because we are meant to be the custodians, those that teach others, and so it has to come to us first, and we have to walk it first, we have to do it first, we have to live it first. That's why it belongs to us. Now going into chapter 30, as we take a look here and we look at the scriptures, 30:1 says, and it shall come to pass that when all these things are come upon you, the blessings and the cursings, because they're both going to come, because you know you're going to have some people stuck on stupid that are not going to want, they're not going to want to actually obey, right? Because they're going to say within their hearts, since they're filled with bitterness and gall, I'm not going to walk in that way, and I don't believe that anymore. I don't flow with that anymore. That's not me anymore. And I'm going to be good. I'm fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm at peace. The Most High says I'm going to be against that man. And so here it reads in chapter 30, verse 1, that it's going to come to pass that when you experience the blessing and the cursing, which he says, I have set before you. I have set it before you, right? So what does that mean? What does that entail? If he sets something before you, that means you have to choose, right? You got to choose what's behind door number A or door number B, door number 1 or door number 2. You got to choose blessings or cursing. You make the choice. He has set both of them before you. So when sorry about that. I am getting a call. Sorry about that. I am getting a call. But anyway, long story short, so when you are experiencing something of the blessing or you're experiencing something of the curse, please understand it's not the Most High. Let me say that again. It's not the Most High beating you up with a curse. It's not the Most High putting something on you just because. It's not the Most High punishing you just because, like, I haven't punished anyone in a while. No. He has set before you the curse. He set before you blessing. But guess who made the choice? It takes us all the way back to Bereshit chapter 4, verse number 7. It takes us all the way back. Okay, it takes us all the way back to Genesis 4 and 7, when the Most High told Cain, Cain, what is your problem? Don't you know if you do what's right, it's going to be all good? You got a choice to make, because I'm telling you, sin is at the door, and it's crouching like an animal. It wants to attack you, but guess what? You make the right choice, you have power over sin. The Most High even told Cain in Genesis 4 and 7 that he has power over sin. Okay? Well, you have to make the right choice. It hasn't changed. The word of the Most High is forever. It's settled forever in heaven. His word is forever. His word is perpetual. It is enduring to all generations, and it's still true. You have a choice to make. If you are experiencing the curse, my Hebrew brother, my Hebrew sister, it is not because the Most High has chosen to curse you. It is simply because you have chosen to walk in a way that brings about the curse. Embrace that. Embrace that. Internalize that. Because the Most High says, I've set them before you, okay, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations where Yah your Elohim has driven you. Moshe knew that we would be driven out of Israel. He knew that we would be driven away. He knew that that would happen. And so here he speaks prophetically and lets us know, yep, this is exactly what's going to happen, and get ready for it. And then it reads here in verse number 2. In fact, I need to read the last clause of 1 so that I can go into verse number 2. It says basically, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations where Yah, your Elohim, has given you, and shall return unto Yah, your Elohim, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Now, again, there are so many nuggets in this. There are so many truths in this. Because notice, Moshe is saying, and I really want to point this out here, Moshe is saying that when you turn to the Most High, it's going to be because you are doing what I command you this day. Not what is written in the Mishnah, not what is written in the Chumash, not what is written in any of these extra Tanakh books, but that Moshe taught. Okay? It says that when you come back to the Most High, it's going to be because you're following what I taught. Not some newfangled revelation. Not some newfangled revelation. Not something that someone has come up with and is calling it revelation. No. It's going to be because you obeyed exactly what I have said. And notice what it reads here. It says basically, you're going to follow according to all that I have commanded you this day. Okay? You and your children with all your heart and with all your soul, you're going to follow it. And when you do that with all of your heart, with all of your soul, then notice what it reads here. Then Yah, your Elohim, will turn your captivity. Hallelujah. He will turn your captivity, okay, when you do this with your whole heart. Now, many of us get discouraged because we as a people are not, as a whole body, turning to the Most High. You've got some over here that are walking in truth, others over there that are still in the idolatrous religions, okay, that have been popularized in our modern day and society. And so, yeah, we are disjointed. We are disjointed, but the Most High said you have to come together as a people and do this together, okay? Because he's talking to the whole nation here, and so this is actually pointed towards the entire nation. And he says that he's going to turn our captivity and have compassion on us, and will return and gather us from all the nations where Yah, our Elohim, hath scattered us. And if any one of ours be driven into the uttermost part of heaven, from there will Yah, your Elohim, gather you, and from there will he fetch you. Now that's a promise. He says that I'm going to come get you. I don't care where you are. I'm coming to get you. Hallelujah. And verse 5 says, and Yah, your Elohim, will bring you into the land. He will bring you into the land. He will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it, and he will do good and multiply you above what your fathers had. Hallelujah. And so he's saying that he's going to come and get us. That means you don't have to buy a plane ticket. That means you don't have to, create your own way. I know that there are some people that are moving to Israel. I know. But here we have the promise. The Most High said that I'm going to be the one, okay, to come get you. So let me come get you, right? So why pay for an Uber when someone, if someone says, I'm coming to get you, just let them come get you, right? And it says here in verse number 6 that he will circumcise our hearts and the heart of our seed to love Yah or Elohim with all of our heart and with all of our soul, okay, that we may live. In verse number 7 that I have underlined, and Yah your Elohim will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate you, which persecute you. That means that the reason why the wicked of this world invest in you disobeying the laws of the Most High, the reason why they put pork derivatives in everything that you could possibly imagine, The reason why they want you to keep sinning, and they're enticing you to sin, because they know that once you are delivered and once you are set free from your bondage, they are the ones that shall be bound, and they are the ones that shall be cursed. Okay, so they don't want their goodies taken away from them, and they don't want to suffer, so they want you to continue in sin. So as you sin purposefully, you are aiding and abetting the very criminals that are stealing your life resources from you. So then notice what it reads here in verse 8. When you return and obey the voice of Yah and do all his commandments, which he command you this day, notice what it reads here in verse number 9. Yah will make you plenteous in every work of your hand, and in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your land for good. For Yah will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. If I often say that if is one of the biggest words, even though it's 2 letters, it's one of the biggest words in the English language. If, it's conditional. If you shall turn unto the voice of the Lord your Elohim to keep all his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, in this book of the law, again, in this book of the law, not the Mishnah, not all those others, not the Talmud, nope, in this book of the law, and if you turn unto Yah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, as you do what's written in this book of the law, not the Christian New Testament, for his commandments which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it afar off. Now, we're going to get into a very familiar passage which was taken and hijacked and put into the Christian New Testament, but it was twisted somewhat beyond recognition when it was put in the Christian New Testament. But notice what it reads here. He says that it's not far off. It's not hidden from you. It is not in heaven that you should say, who shall go up to us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Because notice, the purpose of it is to hear it and to do it, right? That's the purpose of it being revealed. That's the purpose, right? So that you may hear it and do it. Hear it and do it. Hear it and do it. So in that, for me, that says that we should actually have a moment where we think about the practical practice. The practical practice is that you hear and that you do. It's as simple as that. You hear the truth. You vet the truth to be the truth, and then you do the truth. That's the practicality here. It's meant to be done. It's meant to be lived. It's meant to be demonstrated in your life. Okay? It's meant to be demonstrated in your life every day of your life, which is why there's a certain way that we dress, a certain way that we eat. There's a certain way that we deal with our finances. There's a certain way that we deal with our goods, right? We obey the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, and we have sworn to obey. We have pledged our allegiance to the Most High, okay, and not to an idol. We have pledged our fealty, our faithfulness, our loyalty to him, so that we may do and keep his laws, statutes, and his commandments, so that we may experience the blessings and the promises that he's given us. Okay? So as we take a look here, it says that neither is it beyond the sea, that one should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. There is that pattern again. Verse 12, hear it and do it. The practicality, also in 13, hear it and do it. You hear it and you do it. It's as simple as that. Do you want to be pleasing to the Most High? Do you want to be pleasing to the Most High? Develop the ability to hear it and do it. To hear it and to do it. Don't spend a lot of time just, oh, what about this? What about that? No, hear it and do it. Hear it, hear the word of the Most High, and put it into action. It's as simple as that. So as we head down the home stretch here, this is a short but a very potent Torah portion for us. And as we read it, we see the pattern. Hear it and do it, hear it and do it. Look at verse number 14. But the word is very nigh or close unto you. It is even in your mouth and it's in your heart. Here comes the pattern again. That you may do it. Not believe unto it, but that you may do it. See? I have set before you this day life and good, and death and evil. Again, whenever it says that he has set it before you, that means that a choice is going to be made. And if he sets it before you, and you experience either one of these, it's because you have made a choice. Don't blame it on the Most High when you experience the curse. It's not him putting the curse on you, but it is you having chosen that which leads to a curse, because we're walking in a covenant with him. So then as we continue, in that I command thee this day to love Yah your Elohim. We are commanded to love our Elohim, and I'm wondering if anyone knows the Most High's love language. It's in verse 12 and it's in verse 13 of this very chapter. Deuteronomy 30:12, 30:13. His love language is right there, that you hear it and that you do it. Okay? We're commanded to love the Most High and to walk in his ways. Okay? And to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that we may live and multiply. That you may live now and continue to experience the blessings and the growth and the teaching, and that you may also multiply. So you need to be obedient now so that you can continue to make progress, and then finally have all that the Most High wants you to have. And Yah your Elohim shall bless you in the land where you go to possess it. But if your heart turn away, so that you will not hear, but you will draw away and worship other Elohim to serve them, then he says, you know what? I denounce you this day, that you shall perish, and that you shall not prolong your days upon the land where you pass over this Jordan. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're trying to be blessed, but it's not going to work if you don't follow the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High. This is what Moshe is telling us. Okay? Last two verses, verse 19 and 20. I call heaven and earth to record against you this day, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life. Choose life, that both you and your seed may live. Choose life. Why do some people not choose life? Why do some people choose misery? Why do some people choose fear? Why do some people make a choice to live a life of fear and live a life of hatred and grudges and just all this? Why? Why do people choose to live a life of death? He says here, choose life, that you may live and your seed may live, right? That you may love the Lord your Elohim, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him, for he is your life. He is your life. That is what Israel was supposed to have gleaned from Moshe. That the Most High is their life. When they were wandering in the desert and they were hungry, they needed to realize that the Most High is our life. Can you imagine how different the Tanakh would read if all of Israel got together in the wilderness and they began to say, they began to sing, they began to worship, and they began to say that the Most High is our life. We may be thirsty, but he is drink unto us. He will provide for us. We may be hungry, but he is going to feed us. The Most High wanted that kind of dedication when they were in the wilderness, but instead the bitterness came out and there was nothing but wormwood and bitterness in them, and they wanted to go back to Mitzrayim. They wanted to go back to Egypt. But imagine how different it would be. But you can make this change by saying that He is your life, He is your substance, and depend and lean upon Him for everything that you need. Okay? So take a look here. For He is thy life and the length of thy days, that you may dwell in the land which Yah your Elohim sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, to give unto them. This has been the Torah portion for this week. And let me pause for a little bit of station identification, and then we'll come back and we'll get what questions we may have for this Torah portion. Increasing numbers of Hebrew Israelites all over the world, from Asia to Africa, from Mexico to Germany. There are Hebrew Israelites that are coming together as a nation and as a family, and you are needed. You are needed to take your place as the educator of your families, your sons, your daughters. So we want you to enroll in Navi Beit University so that you can take your place in the kingdom. Now is the time to prepare to create Hebraically centered scholarly materials to educate others, to teach your family, to teach your sons, your daughters, to teach the young, to teach the old, and to bring them into the knowledge of the Most High. The Most High is gathering us together as He has promised. So enroll in Navi Beit University, connect with the administrator and the registrars, and enroll today for just $35 for a bachelor's per month, or $45 for a master's, or even enroll in the doctorate program. You can get a degree with a Hebraic focus at Navi Beit University. Hebraic education, undergraduate, graduate, and specialty courses. All right, all right. May the Most High bless each and every one of you. We are here. Yes, that was the Torah portion for this week. Again, lots of nuggets in there, lots of goodies, and there's a lot for us to really stand on in that particular Torah portion. Thank you, my brother George Evans, for saying that that was a great Torah portion. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. And, okay, I wanted to wait to see if possibly we would have any questions. Okay, and because we do not, I'm still going to give some time, I don't know, just a little bit of time, so that you may ask your questions if you have questions. Of course, the phone line is open, and yes, it is open, and we would like your questions. Yes, we would, or your comments, okay? With that being the case, I want to say, as we wait for someone that may have a question or two. Yep. I wanted to just double check something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a little break, another little break. And if there are no more questions, then we'll go ahead and we will close out for today. Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm so delighted to meet you. I'm glad that you stopped by. I'm glad that you're curious, and I'm glad that you clicked on the video. just happened to our stream. Looks like the stream is rebooting. There we go. I don't know what happened with that, but anyway, let's keep it moving. So, Moshe, I have always held that Moshe did right. He did right. In fact, when we take a look at the Torah portion that covers Deuteronomy 31, when we get to verse number 9, we're going to see where it's documented that Moshe wrote. Okay, and there's other places where we see where the Most High told Moshe to write. We also see where there's other things in Deuteronomy and even in Exodus that we know that Moshe could not have written. Okay, so by way of Hebrew tradition, they say, well, Joshua was the one that actually did some writing. We know that also others in times past also did some writing and some editing, some redacting. We know from Proverbs 25 that Hezekiah did some redacting and some editing to the Tanakh. Looks like for whatever reason we're being challenged with our signal here. I don't know what's going on, but looks like we are being challenged with our signal. So our broadcast looks like it's starting and restarting. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer this last question. Okay, and as I answer this last question, then hey, we will go ahead and we will close for tonight. Looks like our signal is back strong. We are yeah, no, it does seem like there's a lot that's going on, my sister. It really does. Yeah, it really does. It seems like the internet, and I've been noticing this for months, that the internet has been slow, it's been choppy. I've been noticing that we've been challenged. It's almost as if someone is doing something with the internet, okay? I don't know if it's because of an election year and China is hacking in or what. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Well, okay, to follow up, my brother George Evans asked, well, why would they redact from the Torah? Okay, there's a difference between redacting from or just simply adding to. Now, in the sense that they've added to it, they have not, they've simply allowed where the law was repeated or it was demonstrated, they allowed that to also accompany the Tanakh. They did not remove. Our signal is being, I don't know, looks like we're having an issue with our signal once again. Looks like it's back strong. I don't know what's happening here, but anyway. I think one of the other questions that we had is, let me go back to the first question that my sister asked. My sister asked, do you think that the beast in Daniel 7 are here who could be making it appear as the saints are not in alignment with Yah? Okay, so I got to that no, they're not making it seem as if we're not in alignment with the Most High. We actually are scattered in our thinking, we're scattered in our approach, and we are scattered in our dedication. We really are. So another, let's see here. My sister also asked, what are the generational curses that could affect the same issues? The generation, okay, please keep in mind that the Most High, He visits the iniquity. In other words, He visits that spiritual deposit of contempt and guilt, which is embedded into the hearts, okay, of individuals of a given, like let's say a father sins, right? But he carries everything that accompanies that sin into how he raises his children. He puts those thoughts in his mind. This is how you act. This is how you behave. And so if it's a sinful life, the children have things right, okay? Each generation has the opportunity to save their generation. I'll say that again. Each generation has the opportunity to save their generation. And you know what? This signal is so choppy. I think we should kind of stop right here. I think we should kind of stop right here. And there is not a storm in this area. There is not a storm in this area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to shut it down right here. I want to thank you all for being with me. I want to thank you all for being here. And hey, may the Most High bless you. We are going to, Yah willing, we're going to continue with Shabbat morning coffee. May the Most High bless you. May He keep you. In Yah's name, Aman wa Aman. We will see you later. Yah willing.